MLB, NLDS, and
Shout out
ALDS.
Shota.
Got to put that in there. But yeah, so I got a lot to say. But y'all go ahead and go off.
Hey, shout out Shota. I was at the game yesterday and in section 209, and shout out Shota, bro. He really led off to, like what, four runs, 4 home runs, 2 home runs, 4 runs in general, I think. Something like that.
Yep.
Man, shout out Shota, man. He's a real Brewer for life. I like that.
And the funny thing too is that going into last night, I had texted my dad. He asked me first. He said, "Hey, what is your gut feeling tonight? You know, we're up 1-0, but we know the last few years there's been no success in October. What is your gut check?" And I said, "Well, Shota struggled in September. He's on short rest, just like Matthew Boyd was the other night. He struggles against Milwaukee, and it's his first career postseason start. That means he's going to go 7 innings with 12 strikeouts, right? Because that would just be peak Brewers baseball." And finally, that narrative was broken, right? At some point, we finally caught a break with that action. Because normally, I mean, being a Brewers fan, Chris, you and I know all about this miserable existence. We make some of the in baseball look like Cy Young. That's just how we operate. So
Brandon Pfaadt in 2023 is a great example.
Ridiculous. The guy had an ERA above like 5.5 that season, and he came in and shut the door against us in 2023. I mean, same thing goes last year with some of the Mets bullpen staff that wasn't the strongest, and they came in and were lights out for most of the night. So I was struggling to have full confidence in the team. I knew we were going to come in hot again, guns blazing, but maybe something would have subsided a little bit. And that Suzuki homer took all of the life out of that stadium right away, immediately, to the point where TNT had to pump the crowd mic because of how quiet it was in there. And then Andrew Vaughn. Vaughn.
Wait, before you continue, bro, real quick. Before he hit that, I literally said this strikeout's going to suck. Like, I swear to God, like 5 seconds before, the strikeout's going to suck.
My thought process was
dinger.
My thought process for that was, man, it really sucks that Yelly and Contreras got on base because our LOB stat's going to be even higher this game than it usually is now.
Yeah, I mean, you got to look at what Andrew Vaughn was doing pre-September, right? Mashing the ball. He was getting the ball in the air. Nashville helped retool his swing a little bit to make his swing path a little more optimal, help him keep his eye on keep his eye in the spot where he wanted to see, like a meatball, right? You're not swinging for the fences every single time you're at the dish. That's what he did with Chicago for so long. Nashville retooled that swing, retooled his mind, comes up to the big, starts mashing, starts hunting for breakers, hunting for breaking stuff up in the zone or fastballs up in the zone, trying to get smarter and think like a pitcher. They train him to think like a pitcher. And at some point, your bat's going to cool off. That just naturally is going to happen. Shout out David Paulier, because he knew that the run that Vaughn was on was kind of unsustainable to a degree, but he was still OPSing above 900 all of September. It was bound to happen. He was bound to get a break, and he finally got that break. And it was huge. It made it a 0-0 ball game immediately. And also last night, I don't know if you guys know this or not, I want to say it's the first ever playoff game in MLB history. This is kind of an ESPN stat, but it's still fun to think about. First ever playoff game in which a team scored all of their runs on 2-out homers.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, wait. I have a fun one I sent to the chat yesterday.
Was it the one with the Brewers bullpen? Oh no, oh my God, dude.
This is insane. I caught this. I caught this like 2 seconds. I caught this like right before it ended, right before they removed it, and I was staring at it for like 10 seconds, thinking that can't be real, and it's just
he was pumping gas.
He was also like 6'7", so it looks like 107.
Yeah, with the reach he has. I mean, yeah. The mechanics are one thing. Like, his mechanics aren't that bad. He actually, it's a little chaotic, but over the season, you can tell he kind of calmed things down. And I think that's part why he had that little bit of a fall off, is that he was trying to pinpoint stuff. He was trying to get too fancy. wasn't letting his body do what he's trained his muscles and his mind to do. And that's why he started losing control, and that's why he started to fall apart a little bit. You saw last night, he was cool as a cucumber the whole night. Even when he was missing the zone, he knew deep down that it was not his fault that Mike Estabrook wasn't giving him the true zone. Mike Estabrook's strike zone last night, for both sides too, was terrible. Terrible. He stayed consistent. I'll give him that. He stayed consistently bad, but it was bad. And Miz knew that wasn't his problem. That wasn't his fault. He just had to go out there and start chipping away at those corners. Eventually, Mike Estabrook would give because he knew at one point he actually widened up the zone a little bit in the middle innings because he knew he was playing so tight. And Estabrook is one of the best guys in the game too behind the dish. So Miz going out there, cool as a cucumber. Yeah, his command is still an issue, but we knew that. Going into him coming up in the bigs, we knew that was going to be an issue. And he still pitched phenomenally. 3 innings of scoreless ball. That's more than what you can ask for from a rookie like that. Someone who has, I would say, not the strongest of mental games. A guy that has control issues. A guy that's a little bit of a loose cannon. That's icing on the cake for what you can ask for out of him.
I want to give a shout out to the crowd last night for just being in it. I mean, Sam said that they kind of fell out of it a little bit in the first inning, but after that, man, it was. I mean, Wrigley North was not
in the first inning. I have to tell y'all, it was literally the first.
Wrigley North was not a thing yesterday. That was American Family Field. That was Miller Park. That was County Stadium. Whatever you want to call it.
They were yelling like F Wisconsin or F Milwaukee, which was really funny. But they all the Cubs fans were quiet the rest of the game after that one. It was like the first game, like get that home run at the first inning, and then the rest of the game you don't do anything besides that later home run in the 7th or whatever. It was pretty funny, but I don't know. I respect some of them.
There's nothing I like more than seeing those Cubs like stream rewatchers. You know who I'm talking about? Connor Burns, Bree DeLeo. Who's that other guy who's
M-Bone.
Yeah. Yes, M-Bone. Nothing I like more than actually seeing their live reactions.
Okay, I have a quick question.
It's amazing. Fuels me.
Quick question. Because last night I got torched about it. I said the 93 miles per hour wasn't even a meatball. Okay, explain to me what it is then. Because it didn't look like one.
93 and flat is a meatball. Shota Imanaga's fastball is flatter than flat. It has no rise to it. It has no drop. It has no cut inside or outside. It is a true run-of-the-mill, straight from the bog, 4-seam fastball. I have personally, Jalen, you can probably attest to this too. As a lower-level baseball player like myself, I haven't played organized in a couple of years now. But even when I did, Nick Demos, one of our old guys, just walked by the room. I have stood in the box multiple times to see 90, to see 92, and I've seen in the on-deck circle, I've seen 96. 90 by itself, if you don't know what you're doing, and if you don't play baseball, 90 is enough to make you crap your pants. I'm so serious. However, you're dealing with the best baseball players on planet Earth. 92 is nothing to them. It is nothing to those guys. That's like me standing in the box against a 15-year-old humming maybe 72.
I mean, I never really played baseball as a kid, so I can't attest to this one way or the other. And me trying to swing a bat is like a full body spasm. But yeah, I mean, when you see guys like The Miz or Abner or even Ashby yesterday pumping like 100, 101, McGill can do it too. The Brewers have constant, just a barrage of guys in the pen that are throwing 97 to anywhere up to 104. And to see Shota go out there and throw 92, it's just, well, I guess most of the Cubs pitchers in general don't throw nearly as fast as the Brewers ones do. Like, Palencia obviously throws fast, but a lot of those other guys are topping out. Yeah. The rest of those guys are topping out at, like, lower levels.
I was going to say, hold that comment.
He's been doing it all last season.
That's what I'm saying.
This season, he threw it over the middle of the plate.
So the problem with this is 92 can be good. Yeah, painting the corners is one thing, but you need movement. You either need run on that fastball or you need some kind of break on that fastball. I threw 2 seams. I never threw 4 seams because of how flat my 4-seamer was when I was a PO. And for reference, I topped out at like 86, right? Like I'm nothing special. You probably compare me to like Ted Lilly, basically. I was all movement, location is what I was. 90, like 100 is the new 95. It's been this way for multiple years now. 100 is the new 95. 92 on the corners is not getting it done in the bigs anymore. It'll get it done in like single A. It's not getting it done in the big leagues no more. And unless it has movement, which Shota's fastball just simply put does not move that well, if at all, that's not getting it done. We got to keep going. Let's keep hitting these other series. Sorry, I know I'm taking up a lot of our time.
Jalen wanted to speak a little bit on this from the other perspective. So,
take your time, Preston.
How many times?
Can we put just Jalen up?
Yeah.
How many times do I have to keep saying we need pitching?
A lot. And you have to say it a lot more on Wednesday.
Let him go.
If you had Cade, that would be fair.
Let him go. Let him go. Let him talk.
You don't have Justin Steele. You don't have Cade Horton, right? You don't have none of those two. And for the fact of the matter, you don't throw Ben Brown when he has a 1 ERA in 4 or 5 games he's played against the Brewers. 19 strikeouts in 18 innings. He doesn't see any innings. I mean, he doesn't see nothing. After you pull Shota, you could have threw in freaking Ben Brown to keep it tied up. But what do? We throw in, what's his name? Drew Pomeranz first. And then you throw in Palencia.
Palencia was first.
And Palencia is just a jackass, in my opinion, anyway, to throw freaking 100 miles per hour over the middle of the plate, middle, 3 times. And Kyle Tucker.
Oh, no.
I hate Kyle Tucker right now, dude. Don't even get me started. Go ahead.
You are not worth $300 million. As of right now, you are not worth $300 million.
Tell him why.
Ground ball to first base, strikeout, walk. No slugging he's been doing for the past few months.
Tell you what, we can clip this. They're gonna love him in Tampa Bay next year. I'll tell you that much.
Remember
that's where he's gonna end up going. He's not worth that.
Remember when I said to keep Bellinger? I started I said that was a mistake.
I remember that. I do. You
said it all year.
From the jump.
You were right.
You said it for 2 years straight, bro.
What is Bellinger doing in New York?
Mashing.
He had like 30 homers this year, didn't he?
Killing.
I'm looking.
And I gotta look at these quotes. And Ian Happ. Ian Happ is the most overrated. I mean, I wouldn't say he's overrated because no one has any kind of expectations for him, but every single time you up in a big moment, why are you an automatic out? Automatic. I mean, the minute you come up, instantly, who's coming up? Ian Happ. Oh, fuck. Well, we got 2 outs. His homers always come with nobody on base. And the game is over. The game doesn't mean nothing when he hit homers. I got one more. I got all of this. Look at this. I ruined the game, so there's a lot of frustration within myself. Yeah, I mean, pretty much. I mean, you had him 3-2. Why the fuck are you throwing another pitch inside? I'd rather walk him in. That's his happy zone. That's literally his happy zone. Even David can attest. He loves the inside pitch. and look, I got to look at his face again. We as an offense have to find a way to put up a few more and help our pitchers out. You think? Maybe that starts with you. We had, man, on first and second with 1 out when you came to the plate. Maybe that starts with you. Hey. And I got one last one. Pete Crow Armstrong. I can't even get mad at this kid. He's 23 years old.
I was going to say, he's pretty young.
Simple idea here. We go put more balls in play. We score more runs. I agree.
Why did you put more balls in play? Mizorowski was wild as hell all year. And yes, I get it. 104 is fast. I get that. Nico Horner hit him. He's a contact machine. You're supposed to be a 5-level player. You're supposed to have contact and power. Where's the contact? I'm done. I think the Cub I'd be most pissed at is Kyle Tucker for just not caring. Like, with PCA, you can tell that he cares and that he wants to do well. You saw him throw his helmet in the dugout. For how much I laugh at that picture of him trying to rob the homer, at least he tried. Like, the effort is there with him. With Kyle Tucker, it just feels like he doesn't want to be there. He's got 1 foot in wherever he's signing next year already. He's got off-season plans. Cancun's already booked for Friday for him, pretty much. It's just, like, as a Cubs fan, I'd be the most pissed at him for just a lack of overall really caring about whether they win or not.
Oh, trust me.
I don't know. That's just my thought.
We definitely
you want to know something. You want to know something too. So he's going to put up this comparison. Here's the Tucker to Cody Bellinger. 5-WAR season for Cody Bellinger in 152 games. So granted, if Tucker plays an extra 16 games, he might add half a WAR. He might maybe he'd have to go on a run because half a WAR over 16 means a 10-WAR season. That's an MVP level. So similar in the wins above replacement category. I mean, it's really like marginal if Bellinger over Tucker would have given the Cubs 1 extra win. It really is marginal. However,
if Steele was
homers were up,
that's an extra 4 to 5 wins possibly.
The homers were up, yes. The RBIs, yes. Tucker's quicker on the base pads, slashed better. I'd argue Tucker slashed better. And you got to remember, Bellinger's playing at Yankee Stadium, short porch and right. So the stats are a little inflated. I'm not saying you're wrong. But what I am saying is that it's very, very – we're arguing about bits here, like bits of games on whether or not Cody Bellinger would have given more wins for the Cubs this year.
Think about it. No. This is what I said. Before Bush was put over there full-time at first base. Why can't you keep them both?
And I agree. I 100% agree.
I said that at the beginning of the year when we got Kyle Tucker. The Marquee Sports Network had created a lineup to where Bellinger and Tucker were in it together.
I mean, that goes back to ownership not wanting to spend money. Chicago, the Cubs especially,
win a World Series.
They're a big market team that behaves like a small market team. It makes 0 sense. If you're from Chicago, you should be one of the top spenders in the league. I don't understand why they try to cut costs so much. They have one of the biggest fan bases. They constantly sell out their stadium. Their food's probably grossly overpriced, just like every stadium is.
100%.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
It even worse, though, too, is that you got to remember they traded Bellinger for Cody Poteet in cash. Cody Poteet didn't even play a regular season game for the Cubs. He had a bad spring training, got purchased by the Orioles. The Orioles bought his contract off the Cubs and pitched in 1 game this year. 1 game where he went 2 2/3, gave up 5 runs on 6 hits, 2 walks, 1 strikeout.
If you have Bellinger in this lineup,
that's what you traded Bellinger for.
If you had Bellinger in this lineup and Kyle Tucker, they protect each other.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle Tucker has an injury. Okay, he doesn't have to rush back during the summer. You still have Bellinger there. And now you come to postseason, Tucker should be healthy now. and you have a healthy Bellinger. This is the exact reason why everyone always screams it's Jed Hoyer and Tom Ricketts every single year. As much as we want to be angry at council, I can't even do it anymore. When is the pitchers gonna step up? When is somebody gonna step up and pitch?
Wednesday.
Yeah, in a meaningless game.
Who's on the mound?
Jameson
It's still meaningful.
Not
Tayo.
meaningless, bro. You guys,
He's been one of the better pitchers as of
I'm not
late.
gonna lie.
He's probably
You guys could win
him
both
and
games.
Colin Ray have been like their best pitchers in the last month or so. But
And none of them see nothing in Milwaukee.
Jameson
Colin
Tayo
Ray
is
did
actually
when it doesn't matter.
He ain't bad against the Brewers in his career. He unfortunately has not had. Well, he has one. His last time he didn't give up a run to the Brewers was September 2023. But I mean, since then though, it's been I don't know 3-2-1. He had a bad outing against them this year in June. But if it's Tyon on Wednesday, I'm not too comfortable with that as a Brewer, especially with Quinn Priester going on the mound, knowing how well the Cubs hit cutters, especially cutters, and Quinn Priester's a cutter pitcher. Friendly reminder also, I've been wanting to say this for a while because I said it from the jump to start this year. The brick wall was coming for PCA. It was coming. It was coming. Yeah. And nobody believed me. Because at what point did you think that a guy who is all defense and all speed his entire life before this season was all of a sudden going to be a 30-30 hitter? That, my friends, is not sustainable. Andrew Vaughn has always been a power first hitter. His run was sustainable because they fixed his swing. PCA, that was not sustainable. There was no evidence to back up how sustainable that run was. Since August 1st, this isn't even including playoffs, his slash line, 188, 237, 295, 533 OPS, 4 homers, 17 RBIs, 33 hits in 176 at-bats, 33 hits in 200 plate appearances, gentlemen. We want to talk about, and this goes to everybody listening. This goes to everyone. We want to talk about how Jacob Mizorowski didn't deserve an all-star spot. Neither did PCA. Neither did PCA.
At the time he did.
At the time he did. At the time both of them did. That's what's flawed about the All-Star game being so middle of the season.
Yeah.
That is what's flawed. Let's look at his split since All-Star break. Let's go July 18th to now. 260. Okay, so it's a slightly better. 634 OPS compared to an OPS in the 500s. 216, 262, 372 on the slash. 6 homers, 16 doubles. But still, he had 200 more plate appearances than he did hits. When are we going to acknowledge that the brick wall came, and it came hard?
I mean, his underlying metrics, even through the first half of the season, showed that his rate was unsustainable. A lot of people thought, and me included at times, because he was just that dominant in the first couple months of the season, that like maybe he's just going to defy the logic this year. But at the same time, it's just, it was coming. It was inevitable.
How about them Dodgers?
How about them Dodgers? The other series real quick.
How about them Dodgers, bro?
I don't want to talk
Blue Jays.
World Series.
Huh?
I think the Dodgers are about to win another World Series.
I disagree.
Oh, wow.
I disagree. I don't think the Dodgers make it. I think Milwaukee is back on that train of steamrolling again. It looked rough in September, but they're making great contact against decent pitching. And the Dodgers, I'd rather face the Dodgers pitching staff instead of Philadelphia's.
Oh, I agree. The bullpen was horrible. Did you see the bullpen?
The bullpen is bad. and you mean to tell me Roki Sasaki just all of a sudden figured it out again?
He still got a 100-mile-an-hour fastball. Still something.
It is still something. But that one also, Roki's fastball is flat. It is pretty flat. If you time it up, if you sit on fastball, you're not missing. You're not missing that pitch. But I think Brewers Dodgers is going to be what ends up happening. Both sweeps too. They're both going to play Wednesday doubleheader. One of them, I forget which one starts first before the other, But
Brewers play at 4. I don't know when the Dodgers play.
4. And
the Dodgers probably play at like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock.
Yeah,
then.
they got the late.
Yep. So I like LA to come out of that series against Philly. I think Philly is just dejected. It's a rough run, especially when your pitching staff, other than Christopher Sanchez, is underperforming or hurt. Yohan Duran out of the back of the bullpen is still nasty as can be, but they're struggling with the arms. The Dodgers bats are just too good to shut down when your arms are struggling. I like LA in 3, and I still like Milwaukee in 3. I think if we're going to lose a game in the series, it is Wednesday, though. I think Wednesday is possibly a get-back game for the Cubs. Do I think they're going to win? I can't confidently say yes to that, but I also can't confidently say no, if that makes sense. It's a true toss-up for me. American League, Toronto. Oh, my God.
10-1?
Step out of the way, fellas. Step out of the way. Toronto coming through.
If you want to talk about a dejected team, oh my gosh.
Toronto's back, baby.
Yeah. Talk about dejected. The New York Yankees, man. Just get the plane tickets ready now.
To see to me.
Get the plane tickets ready now. These games are today, if I'm not mistaken, right? The AL game 3 is today. Yeah. So Toronto's going to finish the job there. And, going into this playoffs, I wasn't initially scared of – I was initially scared of Seattle. I had Seattle as my favorite on the American League. I think Seattle-Detroit, they're just having a mid-off to see who's going to get destroyed by Toronto is what it feels like right now. Seattle's pitching – their pitching is keeping up, but their bats are underperforming big time.
Seattle's still
Detroit's staff – I don't know how you go ass backwards on this, where you lose to I forget who Detroit threw out their game 1, like Tony Melton or whatever his name is, or Troy Melton, and then game 2 you beat Tarek Skubal. Like
they scored 3 runs? It's not like they had a dominant day at the plate. They just Seattle.
Two of them were Jorge Polanco solo homers, right? So the point I'm making though is that series just feels kind of like a cluster expletive, you know what I'm getting at right now? And Toronto is just dominating. Right now, if I had to pick, I've got Toronto, Milwaukee in the World Series. We talked about this earlier in the summer, I believe, about that series in August. Toronto, Milwaukee could be a World Series preview, and it was. I think it was a World Series preview. That was one hell of a series to watch. If you watched front to back all 3 games, that was a great series. And as of right now, objective statement, I think Toronto over Milwaukee in 7.
Toronto over Milwaukee.
The most Milwaukee way to lose to in 7.
I'm still riding with Seattle because of their pitching.
I'm going Seattle all the way right now.
I say Seattle. I got Seattle and Dodgers to me.
Their pitching is second to none, but if you still got to score runs to win. And at some point, the pitching is going to run into a wall that is Toronto first, and if they somehow make it past that, then you got LA or Milwaukee. The road does not get easier than it is right now for Seattle.
My thing with coming from Toronto, so on my bracket, I had Seattle and LA. I still got LA going, but whoever come out of that that Brewers series, the Brewers should be able to put up a fight against LA. I just feel that the bats of Ohtani and Betts and that lineup that's a lot to handle.
I need revenge for 2018 is what I need.
I'm with you on that, Sam, but I just don't know. In my opinion, this Dodgers team is just as good, if not better, than that 2018 team was.
Now, they could be. They're arguably better because now
the only downside to that Dodgers team, like we talked about, is the bullpen. But they're just going to use their excess starters in the pen the whole time. They're not. It's just like Roki Sasaki is their closer right now, and if he keeps going at the pace he's at right now, man, oh boy.
Building that confidence, that 100-mile-an-hour fastball.
Philly's testing him a lot more than Cincy did, so at least they're finally experiencing some tougher situations.
Remind me, though, again, what was the Dodgers' record against Milwaukee this year?
It was 0-6, but the Mets was also 1-5 last year, and we saw what happened in that series. I'm just saying.
The Mets were also the hottest team in baseball at that time. We still played it good. Last year going into the playoffs?
This year. This year, we're the hottest team.
No, we're talking about last season with the Mets. We're talking about last season.
I was just saying, like, we were talking about how the Brewers were winless against, or the Dodgers were winless against the Brewers, but at the same time, the Mets only took one game against the Brewers, and it was basically their punt game at the end of the season last year, where they just didn't care.
We also acknowledged that the Mets, we talked about it last year too. The Mets were the team we didn't want to face because of how hot they were. And we knew we were going to be the 3 seed. And we knew it was either going to be the Mets or the Diamondbacks or the Braves somehow. They were still alive. And the Mets snuck in and beat the tar out of everybody on the way. I think this year, there's still some semblance in looking at what happened in previous seasons, but this is a completely different team. These are 2 completely different teams now. Milwaukee is a wagon. I put them on wagon watch when they were like 25-25 earlier this year on this very show. Put them on wagon watch. They're back on it again. The wagon is back. A team doesn't just have multiple 10-plus game winning streaks consecutively, by the way. Teams don't just do that. Elite teams do that. And they're not the highest paid team. They don't have the payroll to keep up with the Joneses of the MLB, but they do anyways. They're very well managed. This is an organization from top to bottom that is very organized, for lack of a better term. They also keep their shit in check. They have a pitching lab. They literally have a scientific lab centered around how to get pitchers to pitch better. No other team in baseball has anything close to what Milwaukee has. It's so secret they don't let people in there unless you are a Milwaukee Brewers staffer or a player. They don't let you in there. That's how amazing and secretive, that's how successful that lab is. This is a completely different team this year. Look at what Quinn Priester did as soon as he came here. Look what Andrew Vaughn did as soon as he came here. There is magic in the air in Milwaukee, and there is no rhyme or reason other than this is just the science of how to play competitive baseball when you're at a disadvantage. And small ball works. We've seen it work.
I mean, my thing is too.
I get what you're saying, but that Dodgers team, man, they're arguably better than 2018.
I mean, I don't want to buy into this.
Before 2018.
I mean, I don't want to buy into this either because, like, I'm notorious for being a pessimist and not really celebrating until it's over. But this Brewers team, you know how, like, when a World Series team or like when the Bucks went in 2021, it felt like a magical year. It kind of feels like a magical year right now. You know how, like, the Phillies in 2022, they just had that, like, magic behind them to get to the World Series that year when no one thought that they could. It almost feels like, in a way, that there's magic behind this team right now, whether it's Euchre, whether it's just the fact that the curse was finally broken last year about the team that beats the Brewers always goes to the World Series. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there that this team kind of feels a little bit magical right now.
I don't know. It's just something about LA and what they did to the Phillies. It's just.
I'm not saying that they're going to beat LA because I still don't think they are, but it feels like it's there a little bit. Like, the energy is so high around this team in Wisconsin overall right now. Like, I've never seen, like, the state rally around this team so much. And we've made the playoffs, 7 out of the last 8 years now? I've never seen a run where it's like tickets go on sale, they sell out in 40 minutes. Like, there's just a different energy around this team that I haven't seen before.